Welcome to the latest article from Clive. God inspires, so I carefully write them down to share them with you. Remember, one kind, all kind, be kind, humankind. This article is entitled, What's Value? This title poses a very interesting point of contemplation. What is value? You see, in my Bible I have a certain bookmark that is an official banknote, and it is for 10 million Turkish lira. Now, as one Turkish lira often buys about 0.027 US dollars, therefore it is loosely situated at about 270,000 US dollars, which should make me very rich, or so it seems. The only problem is its only value is for a couple of dollars as a piece of paper, as it is of no value. It is completely worthless. Some many years ago, Tony Campolo, as a kid at the time, broke into a local store and with his friends swapped all the price tags around. And when as daylight dawned, they left. A toaster was now something like $3,486, and a lounge suite was something like $1.83. You get the picture. Everything was swapped around. Later, he found Jesus Christ and became a preacher of the gospel. And many years later, he told the story at a meeting series he was running, when an older businessman rose from his seat yelling, "It was you! It was you!" There in front of him was the previous store owner, who found everything swapped about and had to spend many hours re-evaluating what was the true value of everything and prioritizing everything. And in the process, he had to admit that in his life, he had his own values all messed up. He sorted that all out, came to Christ, found a much better way, and yes, they were reconciled. I know of a chap that went prospecting for gold back in the hills behind the old gold fields, and there deep in the hills he found a bank of the creek glistening with shovelfuls of gold. Overjoyed, he hauled bags and bags out to his car, which he overloaded and headed back to the city with dollar signs swooning in front of his eyes. A check with an expert, and it was iron pyrites, or what is known as fool's gold. All that glitters is not gold, and he found that out the hard way. So one night he went to the local park and dumped in it all these piles, these golden piles, and that even hit the local newspaper. But still others were seduced by the glitter of perceived wealth, and in a few short hours it had all been quickly gathered up by many others, leaving nothing at all behind. So, what's value? Matthew 16:26. For what is a man profited if he should gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Or what are you really worth? As a bunch of water and some assorted chemicals, we are probably some $20-30 worth on a very good day. Not much more than a burger meal combo on a bad day. Even less. Jesus tells us a very pointed story as recorded in Luke 12 verse 20. But God said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? You remember the farmer who got a super bumper crop, and he was going to pull down his barns and build even bigger and sit back and enjoy his wealth and the fruits of his labours. But then he never ever got to see the sunrise next morning, the very next day. So who inherited it all? What's the value in all this? I once worked with a chap that had left the old country, that's England, and settled in a far-off land. He never got around to ever going back to visit, and many decades later, as he was about to retire, they booked all the tickets for a return trip, and he died just a few days before he retired and never ever did visit his old homeland. What is value? Genesis 47 verse 19. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and all our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and all our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. Job 15:23-24. He wandereth abroad for bread, saying, Where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is already at hand. Trouble and anguish shall make him afraid. They shall prevail against him as a king ready to the battle. What's value? Famine, pestilence, war really level the playing field very quickly, and the value of things gets turned on its head so very quickly. Then food and safety is worth way more than a fancy house, a fancy car, or anything else. Isaiah has this warning for us as found here, Isaiah 2:19-21. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for the fear of the Lord, and for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats and to the clefts of the ragged rock, for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. Ezekiel 7:19. And they shall cast their silver in the street, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. And they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Is not eternal life found only in Jesus Christ, actively living the holy life, walking the walk, talking the talk, the only real value? So what's value? Is all your current efforts of your life at the very end just trash or treasure? What's value? It has been so nice to share this article with you, and we look forward to meeting again. Thank you for these precious moments of your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this with friends and family. The pearl of great price is still Jesus. Until then, please stay safe.